Welcome to Yoga RX. We're finishing up our series on anxiety and how to manage anxiety. And I offered 8 poses on how to reduce anxiety. And I just wanted to compile them all together in one session to see what it looks like. And hopefully, when you see this and to compile in one session, you can use it however you like. So we're going to start out in child's pose. In child's pose, you bring your knees to the outer edge of your mat, bring your big toes together, stretch your arms out in front of you, and rest your forehead on the earth. And focus on your breathing. And then, if you like, you can take your arms behind you and rest them either on your back or just alongside you here. And just focus on your breathing. Some people have difficulty getting into child's pose because their hips won't go down as low as mine are. So you can simply just sit up and put a bolster right on top of your calves and then just sit your hamstrings on the pillow, stretch your arms out and bring your forehead to the earth. So you want to bring your buttocks as higher as you possibly can, but you give yourself support like that so you can rest as long as you possibly want to. Good job. So the next one is the cat cow. The cat cow, we start out in tabletop. And tabletop, our fingers are spread apart. The wrist is in line with with the shoulders. Our hands are shoulder width apart. The knees are hip width apart. The knee is in line with the hip. Your back is flat and the neck is neutral. And to get into the cow, as you inhale, you drop the belly towards the earth, curve the tailbone up, and look up at the sky. And to get into the cat, you exhale, you curve the tailbone down, drop the head, gaze between your knees, or try to look at your navel. Hunch the back up like an angry cat. Going to the cow, inhale, drop the belly, curve the tailbone up, look up at the sky. As you exhale, curve the tailbone down into the cat. Hunch the back up like an angry cat. Try to gaze between your knees or at your navel as you exhale all the air out. Inhale, drop the belly, curve the tailbone up, look up at the sky. Exhale, curve the tailbone down, drop the head, gaze between your knees or at your navel, and then go at your own pace. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, going down. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale, going down. Sometimes you just want to go fast. Sometimes you want to go slow. Sometimes you want to take your hips in a circular motion with your arms moving in one direction and go in the other direction and try to create even circles. That's the cat cow. The next one that we're going to do is the puppy pose. And the puppy pose, you start out also in tabletop. Also, you're on your knees a lot. In yoga, at yogaglobetrotter.com, you can get all the apparel to help you with supportive knees. That's what the yogaglobetrotter.com store is all about, providing knee supportive wear. You have standalone knee pads. You have like these joggers that I have on with the knee pads built in them. And you also have the leggings with the knee pads built in them in black, white, and navy. So in puppy pose, you start out in tabletop and then you just walk your hands out in front of you as far as you like. And then you just try to bring your chest to the earth and let it sink into the earth. You let your chin either rest here or your forehead, whatever's comfortable. If this is not comfortable for you, you have a choice. You can bring the floor up. You can bend your elbows and simply rest your forehead here, if you like. If taking your chest is too much for you, or you could bend your elbows. I'm sorry, and put a brick under your forehead and rest here. The goal is to make yourself as comfortable as possible so that the pose could be restorative, and so that you could feel like you could rest there and breathe and focus on your breathing and resting and decreasing um, anxiety. And so the next one from the puppy pose, we're going to go into a standing pose. However, from puppy, you're here, and then you're just going to come back up the tabletop, curl your toes, and push your hips up. And you're now in an inverted V, which we also call downward facing dog, which I didn't explain in the poses. So I'll explain it here. In downward facing dog, your hands are in the corners of the mat, your fingers are spread apart, your palm is like a suction cup. You're pushing your legs are hip width apart, or you can have them in. Depends on you what you want. And then you're pushing your heels back towards the earth behind you. You're trying to lift your kneecaps up towards the sky to keep your legs engaged. And your gaze is either at your navel. Yes, at your navel. Allow your neck to be neutral. And then from here, you're just going to walk your feet up towards your hands. And so flat back. If you want to come up, you can come up one vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to just do a forward bend. Some people, it's okay to do it this way. Some ways you can have your legs spread out and do a forward bend as well. But for continuity, we're just going to keep it this way. So we're going to inhale our arms up in prayer. And as we exhale, we're just going to fold forward. If you're flexible, you can bring your palms to the earth, allow your head to hang. Or you can get a brick and you can have it up at the highest level. Or you can take it lower, allow your head to hang. Or you can use 2 bricks, 3 bricks, 4 bricks. Whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable in the standing forward bend. The next pose is the seated forward bend. So if you have difficulties being seated, like just going down and sitting back like this, you can take your legs back here and plank, and then just drop knee, chest, chin. Sit yourself back and stretch your legs out. In front of you, bring your legs together. Pull the meat out of your buttocks so you can sit flush on the earth. And so I'm flexible, so I can just inhale my arms up and exhale and fold forward, and I can lay my stomach on my thigh and rest comfortably. However, to do it, if you need support, bend your knees, bring your arms, lay your stomach on your thighs, and this is how you make sure that you're safe and not going to injure your back. Walk your feet out in front of you slowly. The moment your abdomen lifts off of your thighs, that's your maximum point. So if your abdomen is off here, that's as far as you go. Okay? Don't push it. Just so take your mind. I can go further. See, my abdomen goes down, 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 and touch the. So I can go here and relax and feel very comfortable. Deep breathing and exhaling here and allowing the stress to just melt away. So that's the seated forward bend. The next one is the bridge. Simply lie on your back, bend your knee, lie on your back. You have a choice. You could bend your knees and bring your fingertips to your heels. Or if you're like me and you want to be able to thrust your hips up higher, I grab my ankles because that way I could thrust my hips up higher. Excuse me. So what you want to do, you don't want your knees to flail out to the side. So you want to keep them as straight as possible. And so you just push your hips up to the earth sky. I bring my shoulder blades closer together. It helps me push my hips up higher. And then I try not to squeeze my buttocks because it's also a glute strengthener. It strengthens the glutes if you don't squeeze your butt. But if you squeeze your butt, it's something else. And I just push it up. I'll go down, exhaling down. I'll do it multiple times. I'll inhale up, And I'll hold it for a few seconds. And then I'll exhale it down. And I'll inhale it up. I go as slow, intentional, and purposeful and mindful as I possibly can. I connect the movement with my breath. And I exhale down. And that just helps me. So from here, that's the bridge. So from here, we're going to go to legs up the wall. You can get as close as possible to the wall as you can. Get your buttocks, your whole body, the length of the wall.